Greetings, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming, where we've trapped Keith in a box, and that's where he's gonna stay. We're here for another episode of Through the Glass. We have the full cast and crew back here today for some Canadian anime fun time. Hullabaloo, I guess that's what we're calling it. If you guys want to support the channel and all the things we do here, please go check us out on Patreon. And if you want to talk about this game and gush about how cool it is, please go join us in the Discord. Also, the audio that you heard prior to this is my brand new podcast called Dark Fortunes. It is a D&D 5e Humblewood podcast. Go subscribe right the hell now. We'll wait. Great. That should have only taken a second. It's on everything. Spotify, iTunes, all the other things. One more thing.
Did you link it?
Shush, John. I'm a professional streamer, okay? I'm not, like...
Yeah, I know. Just PAing away. Don't mind me.
In the bottom right-hand corner, you guys will see a bar. That bar serves two purposes. One, when it fills up, Natalie gets to do what the hell she wants to us. And more importantly, every dollar that goes into that bar goes back to these wonderful, beautiful, amazing faces that you see here before you. So if you want to help us pay our cast and crew, please donate to that corruption bar down there. And with that, I'm done shilling you for all of your hard-earned dollars. And I will turn things over to Natalie to take us into Canada.
Into Canadian anime, which really just means anime, which means I'm just reliving my teenage years all over again.
You're welcome.
Oh God, I shouldn't be surprised in the slightest. So what happened last time was, as everybody transferred over back to the real world, Lockie was kept behind and given some very specific instructions, namely to kill everybody. Good times. Upon him returning to the real world with everybody else, new orders in tow, as we play Monster of the Week. Thank you, Keith. That is what we are playing. And while all that happened, Kit suddenly experienced we're going to go through exactly what they experienced, but then they collapsed. And not being sure what to do, knowing that they still need to move across town to deal with whatever was in Levi's apartment, they put Kit into a box in the warehouse and left them there. We're going to see how that goes over very soon. Anyways, as the rest of the group headed over to the west side of town of Toranna, they found the lovely studio apartment that Levi occupies, not quite finding the cat at first. However, after some looking around, they managed to find said cat. Levi, in an attempt to absorb a bunch of energy, passes out because he caused himself some harm, and Lockie gets his finger bit by said cat, then shoving it into his bag of many things. That's what we're going to call it now. And then, which is, great life choices. Eventually finding the cards, Jules is able to pull one of the cards, healing Levi at least a little bit, and Levi, in an attempt to kind of figure things out, picks up the deck of cards and gains a vision, which is where we had last left them, with the specific instruction from the voice that gave him his powers that he must kill Lockie, as he drew the Hanged Man card. And that is where we left. However, that is not where we're picking back up today. We're going to go deal with the box in the room, aka Kit, who's in a box. Kit. So what you recall, I know.
Why am I in a box?
Excellent question.
Great question. Don't have an answer for you. You'll have to ask everybody else that later. But before that, so what happened when you came over to the real world again? You felt yourself connecting with the creature. I believe is actually where we did leave you. You were trying to connect with this creature that has made its way into Levi's house so you could get a sense of it. And while you did get a vision, you also felt a searing pain that was absolutely blinding and excruciating, causing you to call out and pass out again. This new power of yours has, this is twice now that it's made you go unconscious. Doing real good.
It's super useful.
It's super, sure. And at first, you go unconscious and there's nothing, you are just unconscious. There is nothing that has struck you. There is no dreams. You are just out. until suddenly you realize you're not alone in your own headspace. You find yourself in a familiar position as you were not that long ago, quite literally within, I want to say, an hour, when you were back in that building fighting against the anomalies and you were knocked out the last time with Jules. This feels very familiar. This feels very much like that space where you can see yourself and you feel physically there, and yet you know you're not awake. And you see coming towards you from a far off distance that you can't quite make out how far it is just due to the lack of real depth perception in this space. But you see this smoke cloud that has a gray hue in it, coming, wisping towards you, starting to take on a more humanoid feature. But before it completely settles, it appears as though to be shifting as it changes humanoid, then to a creature, then to the anomaly, and it starts to shift through them like a cycle. Kit, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Today's actually just asked Kit a lot of questions. Sorry in advance for that. What is Kit afraid of?
That's a heavy question. What is Kit afraid of? Kit is afraid of the vast, empty void beneath the mask.
Okay.
Kit is afraid of things just not working out for Kit because for some reason, thus far, things have just worked out. Things have just made their way into their hands and whatnot. So I think it is having all of that stripped away.
Okay. So this shifting gaseous form starts to instead spiral around you like a tornado. And you start feeling these overwhelming emotions of failure, loss. You can't even really attribute it to a specific reason, but it just starts to overwhelm you and come at you. Eventually, the tornado slowing down, reforming in front of you with this mask. The gray has gone to that bone white, and all you see is golden eyes as it comes in towards you. What do you do?
The bones are on the outside?
Yes.
What do I do? I turn in this dreamscape and run.
I do just want to add here, completely off topic, but Keith reminded me. Last week's episode was called On the Outside, and everyone's bones were on the inside, and Keith was inside a box.
Yeah.
So everything was really on the inside on that episode.
But you were on the outside of the mirror world.
Damn it, Natalie.
You're welcome. I still had that figured out. Anyways, I put thought into this. Mostly. No, so you start running. You just start running whatever direction away from the mask, correct?
Yes.
You are running, and even looking just through your peripheral behind you at the mask, it is following you. It is keeping up to you. It is just unrelenting in what it's doing. As you keep running, you notice another small humanoid-esque shadow figure that you seem to be running towards. Do you continue in the same direction, or do you veer course?
This humanoid figure, do I recognize them? What do I...
If you can roll act under pressure for me, I can tell. We'll see.
Yes, I can roll with cool.
Yes.
A 7.
Excellent. Partial success. Okay, yeah. So as you approach, and you have that one moment in which to make this split decision to either veer course or continue straight forward. And yes, you do recognize it. It seems to be the same creature that last appeared when you were in this sort of dreamscape space. Jules' friend, Remy. On the other hand, though, they're still in their shadow form, but they seem to have molded out of darkness something that looks akin to Jules's own arm cannon, and it's pointed at you.
I scramble as I'm slowing, turning back, glancing at the mask sweeping towards me, and I think I pause and embrace it as it sweeps over me. Choosing the mask, the fear, face the fear instead of this.
So you turn around to face the mask?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Excellent. As it collides with you, sweeping through you, past you, that feeling of just cold, it's often called, or it's often referred to as what it would feel like if somebody's like walking over your grave. It is that chill feeling of just death. As it sweeps over you, you hear this shot ring out, a blast very similar to how Jules's arm cannon works. And you see the mask shatter behind you. As it went through you, even just through the side vision, it shatters. As Remy starts to walk up closer and closer to you.
Remy, it's me, Kit, Jules' friend. Remember?
Yeah. What are you doing here? That is not that thing. That is what normally hides here. This is why you don't fall asleep in the mirror world.
Okay. I didn't mean to. I don't think I'm in the mirror world.
This wouldn't be happening if you weren't.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Well, how do I get out of here?
You've got to wake up. Let's go. Let's get away before more of these things try to find you. And they grab your hand and start running back towards the direction you came. Do you go or do you struggle?
Yeah, I go. And I think at some point I say, sorry, I thought you were trying to shoot me.
No. Yeah, I'm tried to make that clear earlier. I'm on your side. Well, Jules' side, but you seem to be on Jules' side, so ta-da!
Well, yeah, but
I know.
There's all these confusing things happening, and
yeah. Welcome to, well, here. And the two of you run for a little while. It's really impossible to tell how long or how far, or if you're actually making any traction against the shattered bone skull that was left behind. But there's another figure that forms in front of you. This one a lot grander than the last, grander than even the form that Remy has taken. Veering up to 7 feet tall, just a mountain of smoke and shadow and darkness, cycling upwards to a figure who stands there with a shale gray face, eyes covered intentionally with a piece of black fabric, the rest of them shrouded in the usual shadows of this space. And Remy stops. Full stop there.
What is it?
Oh, okay. Looks like you have a visitor.
What do you mean?
The creature before you inclines their head to the side. Thank you, Remy, for securing this one. Kit, that's the name you choose to go by, correct?
Correct.
Remy, you can leave this one with me. I will ensure that they are safe during their time here.
when she turns to leave, Kit like watches her with pleading eyes and also is looking past her to like the amorphous horizon. Is it hopeless to run? Does it seem hopeless?
Does it seem... Do you want to read a bad situation?
Yes, I do.
Go for it.
That's cool.
Sharp.
Or sharp, sorry. An 11.
Nice. Okay, on that, you get to ask, hold 3 so they can be spent to ask, and you can use those to ask me the following questions. 3 of these questions. What's my best way in? What's my best way out? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to me? What's the best way to protect the victims?
What's the best way out?
It's really the one question you want to ask right now, isn't it?
Number 1. Yeah, maybe I'll hold the rest.
Sounds good. So you, with this, best way out, even looking at Remy's face, you pick up from them this look of concern and of unsurety, but they still look at you and nod as if to say, go ahead, because they're going to be your best way out of here. There's nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. This entire space is just facing your fears. It's fine. Anything else, or do you want to hold the other 2 for now?
Yeah, I'm going to hold the rest.
Okay. And one more. I'm going to ask another very strange question.
Yes.
For Kit. Ken a bunch. What if Kit were to ever play a board game, what game would they come out with? What game would they prefer to play or choose to play?
Oh, these are such hard questions.
I know.
For the
Say life because you don't want to lose yours.
I struggle with the idea of Kit playing a board game.
Okay.
I think Kit sees much of life as a sort of game of what to get away with, and plays that game over, fake ones.
Okay. All right.
That's maybe a dodgy answer, but
No, I have an idea for that. That's fine. I can work with that. And so you see the creature in front of you reaches out a hand. My name is Arono. Would you sit with me for a moment?
of course.
And they manifest this 2 seats and a table. And on that table, you see a sketch pad actually appear. And 2 writing utensils. It's hard to make out exactly what they are. But on the sketch pad, you see very familiar hash marks to indicate that they are about to play tic-tac-toe.
Okay.
And so they sit down, inviting you to sit at the seat across from them.
Kit sits.
It's been some time since I've been able to play this. X's or O's?
X's.
Wonderful. I believe you go first. Now, you must be wondering who I am, why I've shown up here, or what is even going on. Would that be correct?
Kit hits the middle space.
Excellent.
Yes, those are some questions that I have. And why I'm here. And why you've sought me out.
I am willing to answer 3 of your questions. And in exchange, I'd like to ask you 3 as well.
Seems a fair trade.
Would you care to go first, as you already did, with your question?
No, I think you should.
And you see him pick up the utensil. And when it writes out, you would have noticed this as you took the center square. It writes like charcoal. And it's probably kind of, being an artist, you are familiar with even that feel. And so at least that gives you something that feels somewhat more real in this space as opposed to everything else, which none of it seems all that real. And they take the top left corner with an O.
Man, I'm gonna have to track this, huh?
Oh, I just did. Don't worry. I got this.
Okay.
I just drew this. And
thanks for tuning in, crew, for this game of tic-tac-toe.
we switched from Monster of the Week to Monster Hearts to now tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll to see if I can read a bad situation about this tactics and tic-tac-toe. I'm gonna get a premonition to give me a clue.
You want a premonition to figure out where he's gonna go next? Is that what you're trying to do here?
No, I'm messing. But wait, I'm in the mirror world, right? I can be using telepathy.
You can.
But I'm gonna hold on to that for the moment. But
Okay.
Did he ask a question? I'm sorry.
No, he's just about to. He
Okay.
was more so focused on putting the circle on the top left corner.
Okay. I'll roll.
Kit, you're a very interesting one from what I can see.
Thank you.
What's important to you?
What's important to me?
Correct.
Being free. Knowing what is truth.
Freedom, truth.
Getting my way.
Yes, that last one does seem like you. But those are good. Those are important qualities. I believe it is your turn and your question.
Why am I connected to this place? I've seen it long before I've been here. I've been seeing this place. I've been seeing these creatures.
Did it ever occur to you that perhaps this is where you belong? That's not a question, but my way of answering it without really an answer. But look into your heart. You know it to be true. You don't belong to that other world.
Yeah, I feel that, but like my bones are not on the outside here.
And neither are mine.
I guess that's true.
Your move. Where do you place the X?
The other way around. Where do I place the X? How do you even play tic-tac-toe, y'all? I don't remember. What are the strategies?
What are the strategies?
I'm going to go in the bottom left corner.
Okay. Excellent. Sorry, I'm trying not to make that joke, but I'm going to.
Are you sure we're not going to play Twilight Imperium instead?
No. Done.
Oh my god, Natalie, can you do me a favor real quick?
What's up?
Can you draw this tic-tac-toe in Roll20?
Sure, I can do that.
I forgot. I'm a professional streamer and I can control stuff, and I can put it on Roll20.
Freehand, sure. Oh yeah, perfect. Here we go. This is gonna look real pretty, guys.
Yes.
Currently, how I have it is X, and please keep tell me if I'm wrong. There we go. It's beautiful. I forgot that we could do that too. Anyways,
Yes. Give me all these
I've
tips
used
and
that-
toes.
I've used that in the background for like bad graffiti art before.
Yeah.
But never actually for anything useful.
Never on stream good stuff.
Never like intentional, and I might keep that in mind. Anyways, excellent. So, Orono looks at you. Excellent. Well, my move, I suppose then. Putting down in the top right corner an X. Do you know what it is you need to do, Kit?
mean an O. Wasn't he doing O's?
No, you were X's.
Your X's, honey.
Oh, you said X, but you drew an O. Unless
Oh,
I'm
my
just
bad.
crazy. Never.
No, I might have said X. It's fine. It's all good.
What did he say?
Literally the simplest game.
I know. And yet,
my
here we
brain,
are.
my brain isn't fully functional.
Kind of in a stressful situation. It's fine. Do you know what it is you need to do, Kit?
No, but I have a feeling that you're going to tell me.
Hmm.
Not that it's what I need to do, or if it's just what you think I need to do.
Perhaps. Your move and your question.
X in the top middle.
Keith, I'm so
And your
disappointed in
question?
I had to go there, otherwise they would have won.
you. You're right. I know.
Your question, Kit?
Who am I supposed to trust? I mean, there's this lady. I've heard her called the bitch. This queen with this false prophecy. What is all that about? Am I supposed to trust her? Am I supposed to trust Lockie? I mean, I don't trust Levi. That's not even in, in the debate.
And he chuckles throughout your entire asking of this question. You know I'm only answering the first part of that with respect to who you should trust, correct? That is the only one I'm going to answer, unless you want any part of that to be your third question. But as for who you should trust, you are correct. You should not trust the lady that you have so aptly named. She is, unfortunately, she is not well. She seeks to undo things in her own way and therefore cannot be trusted. As for who you can trust in what you see. The one that you keep seeing in your visions, they will lead you to the correct path. That, above all else, is who you should trust.
This girl, right? I've been seeing a girl in my visions.
And he just nods solemnly at that. I do believe it is my turn, is it not?
It is. So maybe we should have talked about this before we started, but what happens when someone loses?
What, this game?
Mm-hmm. What are the stakes?
None. It doesn't always need to be stakes. Once the game is completed and we've asked each other our questions, I will ensure that you are awoken. I will ensure that you are not harmed while you are in my realm.
Kit takes the piece of chalk and just draws an X in the bottom 2 spots.
Like over the at this point? Like, are you just taking over the whole thing?
Yeah. What's the sense of this game if there's no stakes? Yeah, just draw an X over the O in the middle and then an X in the right.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah.
Perfect. At that, Orno begins to chuckle a little bit more as well. Fair enough. You have your question?
I think it's your turn. For being so wise and powerful, you're not very good at this.
It's been some time since I've been able to interact with really anyone other than the other sands, so... What do you think you are, Kit?
A person. A mask. A bit of luck. Some golden charm. This is a trick question?
No. I've just been curious to see how you've developed. That's all. You have one more question. And when I see that it is answered, you shall awake.
Can I take a rain check on this question?
Unfortunately not. I cannot guarantee you'll be as lucky as you were this time, or even the last, if you enter my realm again.
Is there any way that I can get in contact with you if I need to?
A good question. Yes, I'll see that you have means to contact me. And with that, the shadows from the table swirl, absorbing the sketch pad and the writing utensils, the table itself collapsing from beneath itself and flooding over top of you. You are enveloped in darkness as you leave this weird planescape. And you wake up. You're lying down. And as you look around yourself, you're in a wooden box. You notice, however, on your chest, there has been placed a large sketchbook and a packet of charcoal pieces.
Like, kick the lid of the box and like push and shake. Okay, guys, let me out.
This is what you guys did.
There's no we. There is no we.
Lockie, please remind me.
Who did this?
Lockie, please remind me, did you do anything besides just put the lid on top afterwards? Did you actually like nail it down or anything?
No, Lockie just like put it on the box and was like, good enough, and left.
Okay, perfect. So you kick it open?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. You have no issue doing this. It's a little awkward just because it's a bit longer of a box. And so you kick it, it moves, just shifts to the side. But as you get your arms into it, you're able to lift it off. And you can sit up and you see the muted gray tones of the mirror world. You're not sure how you're back here. This is not how or why you're in a box.
I think as soon as the box clatters and the sound of it and the look of the gray mirror world, Kit just like very slowly, very cautiously is like peeking out of the box. Like it was like all a clamor for a moment, then was like, oh no, I'm not safe. And then was like very slowly.
Oh, yeah. As you peer out, you look down, you can see the top of the wooden box, and you see these two long marks across the top of it. And you look around, and as you do, you see the tail of something leave the room. And with that, we're going to go back to the other group. Levi, time has resumed after your warlock patron, for the lack of a better term right now, has called upon you as you are holding up the Hanged Man card. I pulled out my cards this time. And time has resumed. Everything is back to normal, and you no longer hear that voice that requested you to kill Lockie. What are the three of you doing? I believe, Lockie, you had gone out to the hallway during this. Jules, I'm not sure what you were quite up to.
I don't actually remember myself.
Picking up cards that Lockie.
Oh, you were playing.
Yes, I was fucking 52 pickup. That's what I'm doing.
Yep, Lockie was walked away because 52 pickup.
So Levi is holding the Hanged Man card because why did he pick it up? I
think it had fallen onto the ground.
Yeah,
and it was face down, and that was the one.
Picked it up. Yep. He kind of like looks, probably like a little bit like the colors drained of him, right? Towards Jules, and then he promptly slides it inside of like his inner jacket pocket and just wordlessly turns and walks out into the hallway.
Lockie, how far down the hallway did you go, or how far away did you go?
It's like just outside the door, kind of.
Okay.
I'm just leaning against a wall, I think.
Hey, man. You have like a lot of enemies. Like I assume you have some enemies, right? Because like look at you and look what you did before. So you had to have enemies at some point. Do you have like a lot of them that are smart and have magical powers, which is a weird thing to say out loud in a normal person?
What kind of magic are we talking about here?
I don't know. Like, talk to me in my head to give me magical powers.
Do I know that? Is that a thing that I recognize?
You said I stole these powers, right? Borrowed them or whatever.
What do you think? What are you trying to recognize in this, Lockie? Like,
do I recognize that particular usage of magic from a person that I know really well?
Which particular usage of magic? You've always recognized Levi's powers.
Yeah, the talking in the heads thing, is that new? That's new?
Do you know that happened?
Yeah. Or do I know that kind of thing was a possibility?
You would know that anything is possible. You know that some of your own powers work in the real world. And so knowing that, but things between mirror world and real world have always changed and shifted how powers tend to work. And so it's not a leap. Was it something that was specifically connected to yours? No, but you've also never seen somebody give their powers to somebody else before. So there's a lot of jumps that you could be making here, and it's hard to say whether or not any of them are going to be accurate.
So I can think of one.
Do they want to kill you for, anything?
Probably.
Cool. Do you deserve it?
According to them, probably.
Okay. But, like, according to you...
And Lockie just looks at you like, do you think you should die for anything, personally?
No, I'm kind of awesome.
Okay, well...
Subject.
Shut up.
Is that Jules actually coming out with that?
Yes, just coming out of the room and just like finally like meeting up with the two of them. Also, hey, can we I don't, maybe this is just me here. Can we not do the whole randomly walking off and leaving one another in the rooms with everything else that's going on? Can we try and stick together, please?
I mean, I'm trying to discuss killing Lockie, okay? So, I mean...
That was a bit more pointed than you were originally.
Was it? I was pretty sure that's what I was alluding to. So, the stolen powers from your friend who wants you dead wants me to kill you with them. So I'm trying to figure out if you actually deserve to be, murdered for whatever you did. Which, like, you seem like despite the relative position of your bones, you seem like a responsible person. You seem like a responsible whatever you are.
Are you going to try?
I mean, I don't really want to kill you, but, like, I mean, if we come to, like, an agreement in which you're like, I'm sorry, you can kill me now, and, like, it's an appropriate time. Like, I wasn't given, like, a time frame or anything like that. They just told me to actually kill you. So.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Well, then, if you don't deserve to get murdered, I'm not super into murder because I feel like obvious reasons. So, how do we... And now, Jules, because they walked into this conversation, find a way to not kill you in which I still get to do magic.
Maybe we find whatever source of the voices that told you to kill me. Just a thought.
But does killing them take away my magic?
Only one way to find out, I think.
Not really sure. This is kind of a new scenario.
I mean... Jules, no offense, per usual. That's really easy to say when you don't have super dope magic. It's real dope. Granted, I don't want to kill Lockie for magic. Like, if the alternative is killing Lockie, I'm not super down with murder.
For someone who, professes to be so worldly.
No, I don't.
As you do. Fine. Your words, not mine, as always.
Yes.
For someone who professes to be as dope as you are, you say a lot of things that make me want to punch you straight in the fucking mouth.
All right, well, in the future, I won't talk to people that want to punch me in the mouth. Normally, that's not an option.
Listen, here's what I'm saying. We go and we take Lockie's approach to this and go and see if we can find the source of whatever told you to do this. At the very least, then you can actually ask them directly if they die, if your powers get taken away. If that's what you're so concerned with, which seems to be the case.
Fight over killing somebody. Maybe, just a thought, we should go check the person we left in the box.
Oh, shit. Yeah, we should definitely do that. Another one of your brilliant ideas, by the way.
Any arguments there, Levi?
No, I think we're good.
Okay.
I'll
go do that then.
No, we'll come
and
with
Lockie
you.
just like gone.
Don't leave me here with him.
That's not reliable. Last time he did that, we had to save him still. Also, did you put the cards in the box? Not that I'm asking you to clean up anything, but I'm pretty sure that if I touch them, they just do magic at random. So I'd like them, but I'd like to also not touch them. I was told they were left for me, and I don't know why.
Jules just kind of opens up their like jacket pocket and shows that like the tops of the cards are kind of peeking out of like an inside pocket that they've kind of like stuffed them into.
Cool.
They're right here. Figured that I would bring them with us just since they seem to do something when we touch them.
Just in case. And he like opens like his like kitchen cabinet and pulls out like a Ziploc bag and hands her a Ziploc bag. I don't want him to spill again, because then one of us has to touch them and they might just randomly do magic. And mine's dangerous enough on its own. So
well, then maybe I should stick to using them since you have magic, and as you so aptly put it earlier, I don't have dope-ass magic skills.
yeah, but... And he takes like a step back out of arm's distance. You've got knocked on the ground a couple times, and I don't want them to fall out of your jacket. I don't want them to randomly do magic. Please don't punch me in the face. It's a precaution. Just put them in the bag and then put them in your pocket again. As long as they fall out, they'll still be in the bag and all together.
Takes bag, takes cards, puts cards in bag, wraps up slowly, puts back into jacket pocket,
Thank
closes.
you. It was just for safety.
And just walks towards Levi. Well, come on, we should probably head back and try and... Do you know how to get back to where Kit is at?
Yeah, it's the pier. We'll be fine.
All right, and then Jules just punches him in the shoulder as they walk by. Let's go.
Why? Always
Let's go. Come on. Get a move on.
Okay, fine. And we head towards the train.
Oh, no.
You two head towards the subway, exiting your abode and heading towards there together. Levi, your arm slightly bruised from this punch. You are one hurt away from unconscious again, so good times. Lucky, you teleported, correct?
Yep.
Do you have to roll for your wings? I can't
So
recall.
I only have to roll if I bring people with me. If it's me,
Oh,
it just happens.
fabulous. Excellent. So you use your angel wings to Castiel out of this joint.
Yeah.
Head to where you believe you left Kit.
So I had a question about that.
Yes.
So the way angel wings work is that it works if it's like a person you know well or somewhere you've been before. And I question
Which were you focusing on when you
I think I
activated
was
your
focusing
angel
on
wings?
Kit more than the place because I needed to go check on them and I wasn't really paying attention to the box.
Okay. Excellent. That's going to be fun. Kit will finally get some help. You arrive and looking around you, this is not where you left that box that had a kit.
Right.
This is not where you left the boxed up kit.
Of course it's not.
And it's the warehouse, but it's the Mirror World warehouse, the one that you got pulled into, by Lady Gare herself. You've been here fairly recently. So you arrive, and it's just on the other side of the mirror that you arrive, and you see the box, you see the lid of the box on the floor. You see the two indentations that are scrawled into the top of this wooden box. You do not, however, see what Kit saw just as they were starting to peer out, but you do see the very tip of Kit's head as they are starting to try to get a good glimpse of what's going around.
Hi.
Kit, you suddenly from behind you hear a hi that you were not anticipating.
Kit whirls and sees Lockie. Hi. Did you guys put me in this fucking box?
That box, yes. This place, no.
So somebody moved me?
Well, when we left you, you were in the equivalent in in your world. And so this is different.
Okay, let's get out of here then. We'll talk about putting me in a box later.
Yeah, that was Levi's idea.
I knew it. I knew it, Levi.
Surprising absolutely no one.
It was for safety.
I know. As you,
Well, I guess at least he didn't burn me alive.
it could have been much worse. As you stand up to get out of the box, Kit, you take there was a sketch pad and a box of charcoal on your person when you awoke. Do you grab that or do you leave that in the box?
Yeah, I grab it, and I also point out, like, in the direction where I saw something. I think I saw something over there. Do you see anything?
Not right now. And Lockie goes over to like look out and see if he sees anything.
Okay, so you go out. It's this big open like warehouse doorway. It's not like a fully closed door, and so just looking at the ground, you notice that there is a slime that seems to be coating the floor. You hadn't noticed it yet, but it actually was in a lot of the main room, but you see it heading from your specific doorway towards another door further out, as if it's heading outside.
Can I investigate a mystery?
Yeah.
Hey,
I want to use my sight to do
I
so.
will help if I can.
Okay.
And I'm going to roll plus sharp.
Yes, please. I'm going to get rid of this cat. Wow.
A 12. My
You're
luck is
just
like totally
rolling
reversed.
great today. Love this.
Thanks, Roll20.
Yeah,
I accept your apologies for past behavior.
Now it's all sixes.
yeah, right.
I'm going to
you've
roll
ruined it
garbage
now.
for the rest of the night.
All right. So investigate a mystery. You can hold to what happened here. What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can it hurt? Where did it go? What was it going to do? What's being concealed here? You actually can ask me any one question, though. I'll let you do either or in this case, because it is, you can either ask two of the questions that are there or ask me any one question that you come up with.
I think where did it go is a really good question. What sort of creature is it?
Excellent. So from what you can see, especially with your sight, so as you activate your sight, because you said you're utilizing that to kind of help you see even just that little bit further, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're hoping for.
Mm-hmm.
And so with this, it's your eyes flash, and it's like X-ray vision to some extent. You can see beyond the walls of this domain. You can see beyond the walls of this warehouse. And you see slithering out of the doorway, heading out into the greater Toranna Mirror World area. That's what we're going with now.
Yes.
A large, the size of at least several crates high, you'd put it at easily 15 feet high, snake-like creature with barbed fins that go back and trail along its side. It is snake-like in appearance in the sense of it doesn't seem to have arms or legs, but it's monstrous and large, and the scales that are on it reflect like armor. And it is slithering away. It feels your gaze upon it as it rears its head back towards the building, and you see the full face of this creature, a long, long snout, and in its mouth, these giant two fangs protruding out, a long tongue lapping out of its mouth, and these bright red eyes. You don't normally see color in this world, but these red eyes are coming through clearly as they stare right back at you. through the walls.
Lucky, it's a snake thing. It's right there. Do you see it? It's the snake thing with red eyes. It's really big. It's got this long face.
So you're like pointing at a wall?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Lockie looks at the wall and is like, and then goes to walk over to a door and sticks his head out.
Okay, are you like going?
Don't go!
You're going to like the outside door to stick your head out at it,
Yeah. Not like all the way out, but like,
but enough
or like,
so.
or a window or something. Yeah.
Let's say a window.
Something that isn't a solid wall.
You don't want to stick your head through a wall? Cool.
Nope.
You do you. So you find a window that you are able to veer a bit open and look out around the corner, and you see this creature as I've described to Kit, and these glaring red eyes that are vibrant and ugly. You've heard of this creature before. You've heard of this anomaly. From what you know, actually, that it's bested several squads.
Fucking
And
tight.
so it has been a difficult one to remove permanently.
And Lockie does that, like, if this were a movie of, like, peer out the window, nope, and, like, goes right back, and is like, and we're leaving.
Does this seem like this thing is like patrolling, like it's like keeping us from leaving this place? Or like it was in here and then it left, and is it like continuing on, or is it like patrolling?
It's sticking around the building. With your sights still open and on, I'm going to say you can see that it saw just a hint of something peek its head out a window, so it's actually heading its way towards the window where Lockie stuck his head out.
Absolutely.
It's coming. It's coming,
Yeah,
Lucky.
it's great. We're going. Let's, like... and Lockie just, like, grabs Kit and is like, nope. Fucking off.
Let's get out of here.
Excellent. So what do you guys do? Do you go back through the mirror, or?
That's the idea.
Okay. Excellent. So you two then just go back through that mirror.
Yes, and Kit actually closes their eyes as they're approaching the mirror in hope of not getting a vision and getting stuck and passing out. It's like, not now, I don't need one of those right now.
Excellent. So the two of you make your way back through the mirror. And do you just stop on the other side in the warehouse, or do you go somewhere? What are you doing?
Exiting the warehouse.
Exiting the warehouse. As you are exiting the warehouse, just as you start to close that door behind you, you hear collapsing crates from within.
It's coming after us. Oh, it's something that was already in here?
No. You're getting the idea that it's coming after you.
I hate how confidently you just said no. Like, something was already here? No, bitch. There was a subtext of bitch in there. No, bitches. Get back.
I mean, does Natalie say anything without confidence?
Fair. Jules and Levi, how is your trip on the subway? We're going to leave the poor scared individuals scared. Jules and Levi, how is your trip on the subway? Are you talking at all? Are you giving each other silent treatment? What are you doing?
I would like to imagine that Jules and Levi are probably like sitting across from one another. They're not sitting next to one another. They so that way they can talk to one another if they need to, but they clearly don't want to. Well, Jules doesn't give a shit one way or the other. I imagine that Levi has gotten punched enough lately that he does not want to sit like directly near Jules for fear of being within arm's reach.
And I also imagine, yeah, perfect. And I imagine that there is like, it's awkward the entire time and mostly silent. And then there's those moments where Levi can't help himself but open his mouth and he's like, yeah. And then I get like the Daria death glare. And I... And then another like 10 minutes goes by and the train is...
I feel like any silence that gets broken is broken only by Levi. The Jules are just content to ride in silence.
Yep. So it's just an awkward, 45-minute train ride, or however long it is from the side of the town to the other.
God, I cannot wait for these two to just
get punched in the mouth.
Is that what they call it where you're from?
That's what they call it in Toranna, I think.
Oh, there we go. They do now. Perfect. Excellent. So you guys have this horribly awkward trip the whole way down, which unfortunately does take, at least about a half hour probably to really get
dope.
there.
Love it.
In the meantime, Lockie, Kit, what are you guys trying to do? What are you two trying to do?
I believe the concise answer is nope. I think we're trying to nope out of there.
We are trying to nope
out of there.
Nope. How do you want to nope out of this? What is your plan? Where are you going? What are you trying to do?
Well, I think plan 1 is get out of the warehouse.
Yes, which you are out of now.
Yeah. Plan 2 is go to train. Plan 2 is go to train.
To the train. Run.
With what intention? Are you thinking you're taking a train somewhere? What are you attempting to do here?
So Lockie doesn't want to necessarily take it straight to the train. Because that could be a problem. But is assuming that Levi has gotten frustrated to the point of having gotten on a train to go back to the only gate Levi knows how to go to that wasn't the one he had set on fire. And is attempting to put enough distance between the snakes that they can arrive at the train station roughly about the same in as much time as it would take them to get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are basically trying to run around the long way so that way you can effectively...
Yeah, like long way and like people devoid way, just in case of like angry snake eats innocent bystander.
We should avoid people. Also, I'm on the lookout for a parked cop car. Just
Lockie's definitely not looking for that.
Okay, so you're specifically keeping an eye open for a cop car?
Yes, a parked cop car.
A parked cop car. Okay, sure. We'll say that there is. There's definitely plenty. There's at least one that's parked. You see the guy actually outside leaning against it like he's waiting on somebody. What do you do?
Lockie, distract this cop. Just trust me. Just distract him.
And Lockie's just like, what? What?
Magic trick.
Why would I distract the cop? The big snake is a big enough distraction. I don't need to give an extra distraction.
Because I'm trying to steal his car, you idiot.
Just steal his... Lockie walks up and is like, hi, thunk.
Sorry, what's the thunk?
Distracting the police officer is really cute. If we're going to try to steal the car, well, then we should just steal the car.
Did you knock out the cop, or are you just saying
That's
this
the
out loud?
idea. That's the idea. The idea is to just funk.
Well, I guess that's one way to do it.
Lucky, I'm going to need you to kick some ass because that's what you are trying to do. So plus tough, please.
How many people want to kick some ass? I do.
9.
Okay, you guys are doing good tonight. This is exciting.
You're letting flies in, hun.
I was really hoping for like the 2, frankly. Like,
I was waiting for the 5. Admittedly, I thought that's where this was going.
I mean, sometimes that's just how it works.
It's true. On a 7+, you and whatever you're fighting inflict harm on each other. The amount of harm is based on whatever I decide. And so you go. How are you attacking this cop? How are you assaulting a police officer?
Lockie just does the thing in a movie that clearly should never work, where he just power walks up to the dude and just like bam.
Just hammer fist him to the temple. That'll
just hammer fist straight to the
Okay.
That That fucker's not getting back up again. I'm just letting you know. You do that to the temple, he dead.
No, it's like Jaw.
Yeah.
There you go.
In
That'll
which
work.
case, for that reason, though, he doesn't actually go down, and instead is going to try to grapple you instead, to be like, hey, buddy, what are you doing? And he's going to try to force your hands together and onto the cop car.
Okay, cool.
What are you doing? Kit, are you doing anything?
Kit is pulling the keyring, the cop keyring that they stole from previously, and is trying to open this car. If that is not like my whole action, I want to be jinxing and interfering with the cop trying to cut Flocky.
I think that's going to be the majority of your turn in this case, just as you're trying to struggle. You got this set of key rings, and what you're probably also doing is trying to manipulate your keys through magic to make sure that they are the right keys for this car.
That's a good point.
There is more than one cop in this city.
It's also just this dude's house keys that you're just like, why won't this open the car? Why?
Yes, if they don't fit, I'm going to magic them to fit.
Which is what I'm going to say it's going to require, is it's going to be a little bit of...
You're going to magic them to fit.
I'm going to magic them to fit.
Can you roll plus weird for me?
I got a 6.
Well, mark experience.
God damn, son.
We told you, you spoke too soon. You flew too close to the sun, and now you've fallen. You are trying frantically to get these keys to unlock this car, and it's not working. And you are trying to magic them at this point, and it's still not working. So you are forcing this. Lockie, what are you trying to do at this point?
This normally never happens.
Performance anxiety.
Okay. Sorry.
Yes.
No, I got caught up in like the actual physics and martial arts of trying to take this cop down in my brain.
Go for it.
He's grab wrist. So Lockie just like knees him in the kidney.
Okay.
And if that lets him let go of his hands, just elbow to the jaw and tries to drop him.
Okay, roll tough.
How's that?
Just yell Krav Maga and start swinging.
Hey.
Okay, you and your mixed successes. Excellent.
Well, as far as I am concerned, Lockie just was like, I'm a drug homeless person, and staggered up to a cop and started hitting him. So like,
yeah, that works.
Mixed success sounds about right, honestly.
Yeah. You go for the kidney, you hit him. He does take harm from this. He's not relenting on your arms though at this point, and is being more forceful as he starts to call out for help.
Okay.
Just he's trying to call out for his partner who is clearly who he was waiting on.
Yep.
Mac, I don't know what this guy's doing. You need to calm down, sir.
Yep.
Please.
Sir,
please stop. I need you to stop this.
We're
What
in
are you?
Fantasy
What's
Canada
wrong with you,
and
buddy?
not Fantasy America. Sorry, hey-o, political joke. Moving on.
Guys, my air horn's broken.
I'm so sorry. Jules has been muted for the rest of today's episode.
All right, Kit drops the keys and intently focuses on this situation over here, and is going to jinx this cop.
Okay.
In hope of inflicting harm due to an accident.
Okay, cool.
No!
You did it. You fucked yourself.
We told you.
Played yourself.
You did inflict an accident.
You did inflict an accident. I think it's on yourself instead.
Or me. One of the two.
Actually, why do you give me these ideas? And so
because
instead,
I'm also a GM.
You, instead of inflicting this jinx on the officer, you instead managed to trip up Lockie. Lockie, you had just finished kneeing this guy in the chest. However, he still has his hands down, and you feel your feet slip out from under you as you fall to the ground, and this cop is actually now behind you, starting to handcuff you.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Sorry, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be you in a court of law. Do we need to sober you up? Buddy, what's going on? Come on.
Okay, so Lockie just kind of very calmly and serenely looks at Kit with the face that says, "Thank you for helping." And then just goes, "Just run." And Lockie's gonna angel wings. Lockie's going to grab the cop's wrist and angel wing.
Oh, so you're trying to take the cop with you?
No, I'm trying to like partially succeed so we both end up in two different places so I can go back.
Okay.
I don't know
cool.
how oddly specifically that's going to work. We'll find out.
Well, okay, roll plus weird and let's see how this goes.
Uh-huh. It'll be interesting. I don't know. If I succeed here, that's hysterical to me. Sweet. Awesome. So we fail spectacularly. So explain how, please, because I'm excited. Also, I leveled up. Yay.
Oh, yay. That's good.
That's good.
Okay.
I'm halfway to my next level.
Hey.
You...
It sucks to suck.
Team failure.
I mean, it's great to
It's
suck.
fine. So what were you focusing on when you did that, Lockie?
I was focusing on Levi's apartment, honestly.
Okay. And were you focusing on specifically that you were both going to Levi's apartment, or you were hoping that you were hoping for the split?
I was hoping for the split.
Cool.
Somewhere on a subway, Jules and Levi are just like, wonder where the other two are up to right now.
You guys are transferring lines, and it's
Yeah.
you are focused on specifically Levi's apartment. Okay, great.
Yeah.
You, because it's going to be because it's a complete failure. Yeah, because you can always go where you want to go.
Yep.
It's whether or not you take the other person with you.
Yep.
And in this case, you were hoping that they wouldn't come with you.
Well, I was hoping that they would come with me and then get shunted somewhere else, because that's happened before pretty definitely.
Pretty much. Okay. Because of this, it didn't quite work.
Okay.
You're not in Levi's apartment.
Okay.
You are with the cop still, who is
Excellent.
handcuffing you.
Great.
From what you can gather, you're on top of Levi's apartment. So you're on the roof of an apartment building right now.
Okay.
That's way better than what I just thought about. Which was like, he thought about Levi's apartment and it got cut off at Levi and he landed on top of a moving train.
God, that would have been funny.
That
Now we're just going to put him at the actual,
Okay.
on top of it.
Great.
And the cop is starting to freak out, for the record.
Yep.
What? How did we? What?
Here's a dumb question.
Go for
I
it.
know I failed that roll, but can I take what the fuck roof as +1 forward to kick him and knock him out?
Sure.
Cool. Let's try again.
Let's see if this works.
Nope, I cannot. One more experience. God bless America. All right, so I have an improvement floating, which I will hold on to for later.
You can use a luck.
You could.
I could use a luck.
Do you want to use a luck
I
to have
so much
something
luck.
go right now?
Oh, well, actually, this is kind of funny. But yeah, I'll take the 12.
Okay.
I have like a
Cool.
whole bunch of luck points I should probably use at some point.
I know we're not there, but I want you to just remember this moment when you think everything's Levi's fault.
I don't think that
Evidently
everything
it's
is Levi's
Levi.
fault.
Evidently
I
it is
just want
Levi's fault.
Levi
The
to
fact
stop
that he's
taking
not
credit
here
for things.
So,
is transmuting the fault downwards.
with a bit of luck, you manage to, despite the fact that you are handcuffed, or at least, you are being handcuffed. You manage to stand up and then back kick the police officer, knocking him out.
Yep.
Are you just gonna leave him on the roof?
If there is like a radio that is currently crackling at some point.
Yeah, he's got a walkie on him.
Yep. Lockie
mail. Oh,
is
yeah.
going to like do that thing where you sort of scoot the handcuffs out from under you and then kind of put your legs on, picks up the walkie, apologizes profusely to the person on the other end, says your partner is on and then continue like
Lauren, Quebec, and you're fine.
yeah, just like yeah, and then like drops the walkie and then angel wings back to Kit.
Kit, what you witness in this moment is, and I'm going to say the timing all lines up in this moment. Kit, you witness the police officer and Lockie vanish. Moments later, walking from the subway station, Jules and Levi, you manage to see Kit.
Frantically trying to steal a cop car.
Who, yeah, it might be trying to still steal this cop car.
I think Kit, if I could do a thing,
Go for it.
I think Kit would, not by Kit's choice, but by Keith's choice, be having a tune-in moment with the snake thing, attuning my mind to a monster minion.
All right, roll plus weird.
This thing that's pursuing me. A 10.
Okay,
Glorious.
now you're back on top here.
Back on it. So hold 3. Where is the creature right now?
The creature's in the warehouse. It hasn't left the warehouse yet, but it seems to be staying in there in front of the portal.
What is it planning to do right now?
From what you've gathered, it's looking to guard the portal. And if it has the opportunity to get anything and steal it into the portal, it's going to. Kind of like what happened to that box. So you see it actually a couple times through your sight, because you can see through the monster's vision as it sinks its teeth into a crate and throws it through the portal.
So yeah, you guys approach as Kit is like in a total daze with a ring of cop keys right in front of a cop car, staring at the reflective surface of one of the keychains.
And we don't see a monster.
No, you have no idea.
Cool.
What is going on?
We just see Kit being a weirdo.
Yes, and you don't know where Lockie went.
You want this one? And he looks to Jules.
Sure. And Jules is just gonna wander up to Kit. Kit is currently looking into the reflective surface of the key.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming that she has the same like kind of look on her face as the first time when like they full blown passed out on Jules. So recognizing that, Jules is just kind of go and stand behind them and just like kind of softly, but not in a creepy way, say, "Hey, it's Jules. I just want you to know that we're here when you're done with whatever it is you're doing. Is everything okay?"
Jules,
Yeah.
oh God, it's so good to see you. I saw your friend, but that's not important right now. There's the snake thing.
Lockie appears again.
What the fuck?
Lockie!
Stop it.
I'm sorry, that didn't go as well as I planned. Apparently, there's more than one cop car key.
Cool. Does one of them happen to be for this?
So I have the keys of this other cop. Do they work on the
handcuff
handcuffs?
keys are generally pretty uniform.
If you can find the right key on there, you can play with the keys, Kit, and find the right one.
It's the only tiny key.
Tiny key.
Compared to everyone
Only
else.
tiny
This
key.
kid is fumbling through them and then pauses and then looks back at the warehouse and is like, that snake thing is still in the warehouse and it's going to try and steal anything and put it in the mirror. I think it's this key.
It can have a Spamazon box. I don't care.
I'm sorry. What? He kind of shouts and then starts to walk over there.
Yeah, Levi, there's a snake thing. Keep up, okay?
You let out another monster?
No. somebody's good idea was to stuff me into a box, and then this thing took me inside a box and dragged me into the mirror world. So
You randomly passed out in the middle of a place that we broke into with a curious cop wandering around.
I tend to pass out when I'm
That's
having helpful visions.
Something
It doesn't
you
mean you
should
should
tell
put
your
me into a
friends.
box.
Something you should tell people.
You should have figured it out by now.
You've never passed out ever before. You just go... This was the only time you went, ugh, and then passed out. Okay? How would I have figured that out?
Mommy and Daddy are fighting at the dinner table.
Regardless, did you say there was a monster coming? Is that what you just said?
Yep.
I don't think it's coming, but it's in the warehouse, and it's trying to steal things into the mirror world.
So it already came out of the mirror.
Yeah, it's in the warehouse.
Yeah.
It's in the warehouse.
Yeah, and it's really big and nasty, and it has like it's weird.
And we're leaving it alone.
You guys, and he looks right at Lockie, are real fucking bad at your job. That's at least 2 from at least 2 completely unguarded mirror things.
Yeah, except this one we know about.
Your whole job was to stop things from getting through.
Yeah,
we now
and
know
we haven't
two-
stopped that one multiple times. So you tell me just how much of a problem that is and why I don't want to go near it
And now
alone.
other Mommy and Daddy are fighting at the table.
What happens if it gets out of the warehouse? Does it have thumbs? Does it do magic? Can it teleport? What does it do?
Kill things mostly. I don't know.
Well, the
I
other
wasn't
one
particularly
escaped
specific on the
and
detail.
had a rampage. So what?
Yeah, so
What
like
are
we're
the
keeping
chances
an
of
eye
this
on the
one?
warehouse in case it leaves.
For how
I've-
long?
Until it goes back in, until it steals a Spamazon box,
What
number
if
2.
it doesn't go back in? There's so many more things here
Yeah,
than
and
over
then
there.
I have to go and hit it, but I'd really prefer that not be the option off the front, frankly.
So let me see if I'm understanding this. There's a thing in there that's in front of a
A
portal.
murder monster.
Yeah. Okay. And are we trying to get it to go back in there? Because you were saying that you don't want to
Well,
attack it.
It seems to take things and drag it into the mirror world like the box kit was in, so I'm just kind of hoping it does that again and then moves on with life.
Yeah, I mean, you guys could just stuff me into a box again and use me as bait.
If you keep talking like that, we might.
And Lockie just kind of like goes,
No.
I'm under a lot of stress, okay? There was a magical cat monster with a lot of eyes. I have magical cards. I have to kill Lockie. There's a monster in this stupid thing. You're shouting about a dumb box and passing out whenever you feel like it. It's been a stressful day.
Jules is
Okay, well,
right near. Jules is right near Kit and is just gonna kind of just tap them on the shoulder and lean in closely and be like, "Listen, if we have to put someone else in a box, you are not the first person we're probably gonna choose for that going forward." So
We both look at Levi
Burn the warehouse
at the
down.
same time. So what was so important that you guys stuffed me into a box instead of helping me?
Okay.
The
I would like to
vision you saw of
emphasize
a
again,
monster in my house.
We did not stuff you in a box. Levi did.
Lockie did. It was my idea.
You know what? All people that are not named Jules stuffed you into a box.
There. What was so important was the evil cat monster you saw in my house, which turned out to be a regular cat with a lot of eyes. That Lockie absorbed? Gross. I don't even want to...
Levi, do you need to lie
I
down?
want my normal, semi-magical life back.
Lockie just like once the cuffs are off, just grabs Levi by the shoulders, maneuvers him into the driver's seat of the cop car, sits him down, and just starts talking to him very quietly.
I can't drive.
And am I absolutely using therapist voice? I'm absolutely using therapist voice.
Hey,
Like,
guys.
hey, it's okay.
I was just... One day I
We're
was
good.
magical, and then I had stuff, and then now...
And then you were
You're
magical
here.
and you had more stuff, and
And
that
then
tends to
there's
happen
monsters.
with magic.
and
Yeah,
now I have to
that,
fight
yep,
them.
that tends to happen around magic. Yeah.
One day I was Sailor Moon, and then I woke up one day and I was just Usagi again.
It was the worst experience. And
Well-
then everyone else had sailor powers, and we had to fight monsters.
Okay, so basically, one day you were Sailor Moon, the next day you woke up and it was Madoka Magica, is what you're telling me.
I don't. And Jules keeps punching me, and I can't figure out how to make them stop.
Because you keep saying dumb shit and won't stop. I'll stop when you stop.
All right.
There we go.
Okay.
Kid gets into the back seat, mumbling about, I had to play tic-tac-toe with some weird sand person. I almost got shot in the face by Jules' friend.
Kit, eyes on the warehouse,
Not
please.
everything's about you, kid.
And Kid takes out a compact mirror. Kid takes out in the back seat a compact mirror and starts like adjusting their hair. Does Kid have a premonition? It's all I got, guys. On the plot machine.
Oh, that's all Kid does.
Lucky turns to
love.
Stop making
Jules,
fun
who's
of my-
clearly the only person who is concerned about things that aren't like this right now. He's like, could you keep an eye on the warehouse, please?
Stop making fun of my vision face.
So, Kit, you said you went into the cop car. How did you get in the cop car?
Oh, I got the impression it was open.
No, because you couldn't
Didn't
get
lock-
the keys to
didn't-
work.
John, didn't you say that you opened
I
it?
had one door open, I think.
Not with the because that was the problem. Was the doors weren't open, which is why the keys weren't working.
then Levi's on like the hood of the car
Yeah,
at this point.
there we go.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
That's fair. Retcon.
You guys have left the person with the actual keys to the car on the other
And
side.
by you guys, you mean specifically me. Yes, he's on a roof
Specifically
somewhere.
well, we should probably leave this car because he called for his backup. He called for his partner.
Yeah, that's usually a good idea. When someone has already called for backup, we can stay in the near proximity to this if we're trying to keep an eye on this, but we should maybe move away from the cop car. Also, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think I kind of also want to know, similarly to Levi, how long we want to stay here to keep an eye on this thing.
Can I just get like a little bit of credit real quick? I had the idea to put Kit in a box. Kid had the idea to steal a fucking cop car. And no one's yelling at Kit. That's an actual crime. Like a big one.
Putting someone in a box
Not a
is
crime.
wrong.
Inconvenient. They named 5 video games after the crime you just committed. That's bad.
I wasn't stealing anything. We just...
You you tried to. You're just shitty at it.
Yeah, but if we had, we would have saved people's lives from this snake.
Would
As
you if you
guys
just
are
left it there?
starting, as you're arguing, you notice another cop start heading towards this car.
Okay.
The partner that the other one had been calling for
Dope. Cool.
is finally returning to the vehicle.
Dope.
Y'all need to pound this out and figure it out another time. Anyway.
I don't
Lucky,
know.
it's like if you all could calmly walk away from the cop
we
car,
just
slowly.
walk casually.
And Lucky goes straight to the cop with like the therapist voice on switched and up to 11. Like he's not dealing with this today.
Jules literally like leans into Kit and goes, "Is it okay if I touch you?" Like just whispers that to Kit.
Anytime.
Gross.
Okay, and then Jules is just gonna kind of like link their arm into Kit's arm and do that whole like, and just start slowly walking like towards the warehouse, so that it just kind of seems like they were like walking by and noticed a thing, and then are just continuing on.
What a
Levi,
The thing is in there.
Levi, what are you doing?
grumpily walking towards the warehouse.
Cool.
I'd be
Lockie,
jealous.
Lockie, you go up to then the cop that is heading towards. He's giving
Ugly
quite
thing.
a weird look on his face. He is confused. He's not sure where his partner's gone. He's wondering why there's a bunch of hooligans standing around this car. And he, sir, what are you lot doing around my? Where's Mac?
And Lucky just goes, "I'm really sorry. I was coming off of a really bad hangover, and there were just like some kids who were messing with me, and your partner like chased them off and went after a couple of them because they were getting a little violent, so I ran off." And Lucky just points in the opposite direction of the warehouse.
Okay.
And just kind of ran off that way. The people over there were checking to make sure like I was okay, and I really appreciate them, but like they didn't really see anything, so
Okay.
yeah. and just like layers
It is
spoopy demon voice just right in the back. There.
as
like,
many as
as
possible.
many as
That's what we're
possible.
going with.
Yeah.
I love it. And with your soothe, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
He calms down. He's not freaking out anymore. He's not, because he was looking like he's about to get agitated and into this and into it with you. And he calms down, breathes. Right. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go. All right. I'll go. You said that way. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. And he starts walking off the direction, pulling out his walkie to start calling in to see.
Yep.
What's going on?
And like the minute he gets far enough away, like he does the like and runs off to the warehouse because he was trying to be kind of nice, but realizes he left the walkie on the cop who was unconscious and that he's going to be radioing an empty thing for like a pretty serious chunk of time. So time to go.
So you run back. So you guys are all heading towards the warehouse.
If we're walking towards this warehouse with any intent of monster babysitting, I think Levi is far enough away from that floozy kit and Jules. that two-timing kit.
Don't be jealous. Jealousy is such an ugly color.
That was our
you.
last plan to get away from the cops, and it didn't work. So he's going to attempt to. He's not going to attempt to anything. He's walking like farther enough away from them, and he starts like unbuttoning the button down that he has, and then he reaches his hand inside like his shirt, like towards his ribs, where there aren't tattoos, and he is going to use magic on himself.
Okay.
So I am going to give you a magical ability roll. So +1. No, not +1. Roll weird. That's the one I meant to say.
That's what you're doing.
Click 7. That's fine, and it's fine enough for me. Cool. So
what are you hoping to do?
I am using my ability. This might sting. So I use magic to heal 3 harm, and on a 7 to 9, it leaves a gnarly scar, which is why he did it under his shirt and on his ribs. So there is now a giant, like, it looks like burn wounds, right? It looks like burn marks.
Yeah. It is bad burn marks. Okay. Perfect.
Cool. So you would just hear like a... And then he like slides his hand out of his shirt and then starts buttoning it up as he walks towards the building. And
you saw Levi weirdly touch himself, make some noises, and then...
make some uncomfortable grunts, and then head towards the building.
This is why he's going to go in the box.
Listen, your boy's been at 3 harm for the entire campaign.
You didn't hear any of the shit I just said. That was just a kid. As I whisper sweet nothings of you being put into a box to kiss.
That is
believe he put me into a box.
We are definitely not a kink shaming group here.
That is Kit's language of love is putting Levi into a box.
It's gifts.
Just gifts of Levi in a box.
Gifts like cats give you.
Yeah. Dead birds.
As you all...
An anime, be queer, do crimes.
Pretty much. Pretty much exactly it. As you guys
just
all
not
head
Grand Theft Auto,
towards...
apparently. We're really, really bad at that crime.
Yeah.
You just have bad luck with cops, apparently. As you all head towards the warehouse, are you guys going in? Are you just going around? What are you doing as you approach this warehouse?
We're not going in. That thing's in there.
Peeking through a window, preferably without getting spotted this time.
So what is this thing that's in there that you keep talking about?
Big snake thing. It has this big and these red eyes. These
We
plates.
managed to keep it out of the gates for the most part, but it has done a pretty significant number on our squads. And it's rare that we know an anomaly long enough for it to be, for it to have a reputation.
So as you are all looking to see if you can get a good vantage point, because you know that this is in the inner area of the... Where the portal was in the inner area of the warehouse. You're going to have to figure out. You might have to go in. You might have to go in somewhere to really get a good vantage point. I will say actually that Lockie, you do manage to find a window that seems to peer in. It's up a stairwell, so it's one of those higher up windows, and you can go up it and you start to look down into this.
Okay.
And as you look into this space, you look down. You can see the large snake-like creature in front of the mirror. But you also see something else. You see Levi, who has managed to go into the warehouse without alerting the rest of you. As he walks into the space, Levi, what do you do? What are you trying to do in this?
You are muted.
I want to unmute and see what this monster is.
Okay. As you enter into the room, looking at this, and you can see, Lockie, you can see this from above, what is going on as you watch Levi peer from around a crate. This large 15-foot green snake-like thing with these barbed spikes trailing down its back, protruding from it, and these bright crimson eyes as they look around frantically, as if they've been able to hear you, but they haven't spotted you yet. Its tongue rolling out of its mouth, drips of saliva coming off of it and sizzling as they make contact with the ground. It whips its ugly head around, eventually focusing on you.
Hella dope.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's
Fuck,
episode.
I knew it.
Yeah,
I felt
buddy.
it in my bones that are on the inside.
Chaos!
You absolute unit of ass.
Yeah! Listen, I'm having a rough fucking day. I'm taking on this goddamn monster. I don't care what scaredy pants Lockie says with his bones on the outside or his bones on the goddamn inside.
That's
Stupid
okay. You'll have your
jerk.
bones on the outside pretty soon enough.
Just do it! Give me them bones.
Oh, boy.
Oh man, that being said, we're all here in meat space with our bones on the actual inside. So let's go around, do our introductions, and get the hell out of here.
Hopefully.
Let's go, John. John, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
Oh, okay. I'm starting. This is weird. So hello, I'm John. I'm on Twitter at RY0MASA. It's Ryamasa with 0 instead of an L. I am here on Tuesdays, obviously, at this time slot, 8 to 10. I'm also really recently joined a really cool thing on itch.io. It's called the Asian Martial Arts Jam by Asian Creators. We're working, me and another person from the Welcome to the Party server are working on a game called A Worse Today, which is a parody of all of the like gun fu wuxia films you've seen where people like fight each other in restaurants. You play people in those restaurants trying really desperately to get the hero to leave and inevitably failing that, save as much priceless china as possible. So it's a really fun. And then you have to survive the from your boss, and the next hero shows up because you are in the restaurant where all of this happens all the time. This is, or as we've said in our one sentence pitch, this is My Cabbage's Guy, the game. So that's actually going to be running out for playtest a little bit. I'm going to throw some of the stuff up on Twitter, hopefully sometime this weekend and next weekend before we put it up on the Game Jam. But if, keep an eye on the Twitterverse and see what's happening. Also, potentially more shows coming up in the next month or two. So
Sweet. With that amazing announcement, let's go over to Cora. Let's hear where you're from. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
Hello, I'm Cora. It's me. Do. You can find me at Glamour Bomb Live, all capitalized, on Twitter. That is where I do most of my posting and whatnot for TTRPG stuff and general randomness on the internet. You can find me here every Tuesday with these lovely individuals, doing the thing that we do with the magic and the bones on the inside and the outside and the people in boxes and maybe some smooching. And other than that, you can catch me on every Monday with episodes from Chords of Fate, which is a 5e live play podcast that I participate in under Mage Productions, and getting involved in some other little projects and stuff in the near future. But otherwise, yeah, that's basically where you can find me and what I do wackadoo. So yeah.
Sweet. Let's jump over to the two-timing floozy, Keith, who two-timed me in real life with his actual wife, and in-game with Jules. Keith, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
So bitter.
Nothing makes up for the fact that you put me in a box.
You deserved it.
I will not be put in a box, Levi.
No one puts kid in a box.
Except Lucky.
Yeah. Well, I'm Keith. You can find me at Keith R. Potempa, Potempa, on Twitter, Instagram, all the other stuff. I run an after-school program here in Nashville, teaching little kiddos tabletop role-playing games using a Powered by the Apocalypse system of our own creation, theheroesguild.com, if you're interested in hearing more about that. Pushing positive heroic morality and nonviolent conflict resolution and incredible collaborative storytelling in after-school environment with a bunch of kiddos, bunch of precious kiddos. So check it out, theheroesguild.com.
Hell yeah. And last but not least, Natalie, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
According to apparently our Zoom chat, I'm a female anime antagonist.
You're welcome.
I noticed that a long time ago, and I haven't had the chance to laugh at it yet. Hi, my name is Natalie. You can find me on the Twitterverse at Chaotic Rogue, where normally I'm the one that's causing chaos, but I just normally talk shenanigans about TTRPGs and whatnot, and talk about a lot about Dungeons and Smooching, which is apparently something that I really keep bringing up and don't know why I keep doing that. Otherwise, what am I doing besides being on this wonderful show every week? You can find me over at themagecollege.com, where I'm helping create TTRPG content in general, third-party content creators. And I work with wonderful human beings. We have a Patreon. There's really cool stuff that we're doing with bards this month because we decided to choose a D&D class for each of the months this year for our Patreon stuff. But otherwise, working through some other fun writing projects that hopefully I can talk more about soon. And I think that's literally me right now.
Sweet. Also, I've begun to call this Monster Hearts of the Week, the Canadian Magical Girl anime, is the new name of this show.
That feels
seems right.
very accurate, and this is just teenage Natalie in a game, apparently, and I don't know where that came from.
If someone could blend the rules of Monster Hearts and Monster of the Week, we have a new game to play.
Perfect.
So we are out of here. We will see you back tomorrow for more shenanigans, more game, more good stuff. If you have not checked out Dark Fortunes podcast, please go do that. It's on iTunes, Spotify, Google, everywhere. It's super awesome, and I'm having a great time with that. And if you want to support the channel, please check us out on Patreon. If you want to chat about this game, please join us in the Discord. And from all of us to you guys, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.